Hey guys, how you doing? It's Mitch. Welcome back. So, first time cruise tips. Now, this list isn't all from me. My wife gave me a hand with this one here, so thank you for that. First tip here is this, and it's very, very important. Know about the ports you are going to go to. Yes, the ships have some information for you, a little handout, have fun, there you go, goodbye, right? After our first cruise, on our first cruise, we went to a port and we had really no idea besides a little handout from the ship, and we realized we started walking around. We walk a lot, right? So we walked around and really learned about our port of call by just exploring, right? So every time now, before we take a cruise, the month before, we look at those port of calls and see what's there. Do we have to walk? Do we have to take a ride somewhere? What do we want to see? We do stuff like that. So do your homework, of course, right? Number two is this. Now, the seasoned people, the folks been doing this for years, they know they can take one cruise, right? They'll do one cruise just to get one beautiful port of call, right? Because they know what they're doing. But being a newbie, don't do that. Don't pick a cruise just for one port of call. Get your feet wet. Try things out, because sometimes it's funny. You think you're going to go and enjoy one thing, right? But then you find out, oh my gosh, I enjoy this instead, right? So keep your mind open and try out different ports of calls. Just don't hop on one cruise ship because it goes to one place because you've heard it was so great. Go out there and check it out for yourself at the other ports of calls too, okay? All right. Now, I know that 99% of us are not meteorologists or weather people, right? But usually 2 or 3 weeks before I go on my cruise, I like to look and see what the weather might be. Also, to you guys, the day before I book a cruise, we book 8 or 9 months ahead, but we like to look at the weather even then, see what their best guess is, right? Because we know when it comes down to being weathermen, weather people, meteorologists, right? That's one of the few jobs that can be consistently wrong and still be employed. So check the weather. That's all I'm saying to you guys, because you never know what you're getting into, okay? Number 4, I hear this a lot. People are always asking on this Facebook group that I follow. It's a cool Facebook group. I like it a lot. It's this Facebook group. I think it's for Princess. I think I'll follow that one too. But anyway, people ask about dress code for dinner, and you hear these fights going on sometimes. Well, you should dress up like this. No, I don't want to dress. I want to wear my flip-flops. No, you should wear these shoes and this shirt. No, I want to wear my dress. People just going back and forth on these these Facebook things sometimes. So the reality for me is what I've realized by actually being on the ships, going to these formal nights, going to the dress up things, right? My wife and I, we do dress up for these dinners, of course, right? Because I enjoy seeing her dress up because she seems happy like that, and she enjoys seeing me dress up. So we do that for each other. I don't care if you want to go to a formal dinner eating steak and prawns and your shorts and your hat on. That's up to you. I've got no business trying to tell you what to do or what to wear. Yes, they encourage you to dress up, but some people consider their vacation from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed, meaning shorts and a tank top, and that's all they wear, even at these formal events, So you guys know me by now. I'm a laid-back kind of guy. This stuff doesn't bother me at all, but sometimes those fights you see on Facebook, man, they go at it, But yeah, it's encouraged, but you do what you want to do. So that's my 2 cents about formal night and bringing nice clothes with you or not to these formal nights, okay? The cabin. Now, for me, I already know because I experienced it before. I had an interior cabin, and for me personally, it's just too, man, it was just too, I felt, I was like in a box, right? Plus, I'm also claustrophobic too. So because I have claustrophobia, I knew it wasn't going to work for me, but, I made it happen, okay? I did it, but still saying though, for my next trips, I would never do it again. So know your limits, For us, it's always a balcony now. We always do the balcony because it just fits our lifestyle better. So know your limits. Like if maybe you're younger, maybe in your 30s and 40s, you say, you know what? I don't care if I stay in a box for 7 hours a night sleeping because the other 17, 18 hours, I'm going to be on the ship having a good time, right? So just know your limitations because it's really important you don't get yourself in an uncomfortable bed, uncomfortable cabin for the next 8 or 9 days of your vacation, right? You got to make sure this is your vacation. So pick everything according to what you can handle, okay? Next thing is make sure you research your drink packages. What I do not recommend is that I see these questions all the time on the Facebook discussions, and somebody says in a very innocent way, hey, how much is the drink package on the Royal Caribbean, whatever, right? Man, some people answer nicely. Some people are just vicious, so just do your research. If you have to, call or email the company themselves and ask them to tell you in detail what the package costs, because some packages really are redundant. Some really are a waste of money, and some are really good, depending on how you want to, if you drink a lot, if you don't drink, whatever. My wife and I, we don't drink, so it's never a question for us. We just don't care about that. But for you, if you drink, make sure you get your money's worth, and make sure you're careful with your dollar, okay? At this point here, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. Please also comment down below what you think is a good tip for a newbie. We really would appreciate that. Another thing too is to make sure you do not regulate your alcohol tipping, because your package may have tipping already built in, and then you're also tipping on top of that. So if you want to tip, don't tip. I don't care. That's up to you. I'm just saying, read the information to understand, if you don't mind double tipping, that's cool, man. Great for you. But just understand what you're doing before you do it, right? If your package already has an 18% gratuity built in, then just know you are already tipping at almost 1/5 rate for those drinks, right? So also, if you tip again, that's on you, it's great. But just understand what you're doing, okay? Understand the science of this cruising business, okay? Therefore, it'll be a lot less pain for you in the end. Do not be the last minute type flight person. And by that I mean, like, my wife and I say we're gonna take off on the 21st for our cruise, right? We like to come in to the city or state, wherever we, the 19th, the night of the 19th. So we have a whole day there for a buffer, and then go to the cruise ship the next day, We do it for our comfort, right? To make sure, the cruise for us really starts the day before we're even on the cruise, right? Because we are already trying to anticipate starting to relax, enjoy ourselves, So if you're rushing for that plane and rushing from the plane to the port, and you're all frantic, it's not fun, It's not going to be enjoyable for you. So what I recommend, and this is a strong recommendation for me, if you can do it, if you can, the day before, get to that area, get a hotel room the night before. You can wake up, sleep in if you want to, have your coffee with your honey, maybe some breakfast, whatever. Saunter over to the cruise dock, you're not in a rush, you're hanging out, and you're not all frizzled. Because I can always tell the people who are frizzled against the ones who are just like me, just kind of hanging out and relaxing, because we were there the night before. Okay, so make sure you do that. Shore excursions, do not be one of those who get caught up on YouTube with those running for the ship because it's gone, or the ship has left you somewhere, or blah, blah, whatever excuse happens, whatever, be sure you make it back to your ship on time, because as far as I know, there's no obligation unless, here's a caveat, unless I was told, right, in black and white, if you book an excursion through the company, like say Royal Caribbean or Princess or whoever, they have to wait for you to come back to take off, right? Now, but even with that, I would still be sure. I would still make sure I'm checking the time, and you'll just be on top of it. If you take a non-company sponsored tour, right, you really got to be careful. Now, we do know a company we use in Hawaii sometimes, and we don't know who they are, and they're great for us. It gives back usually like an hour and a half before our ship takes off again. But if you don't have that kind of relationship and you still want to get an off company type excursion, just be careful of the time, okay? Be careful, all right? I always say this, and I mean this. So if you can get on your ship as soon as you can, right? Now, yeah, relax though, right? Don't relax up there to the ship, check in, whatever you got to do, right? But if you can get on your ship, okay, and the minute you get your stuff checked into your room, right, walk around and explore. We do that every time because we love to figure out what's what on our first day. We love to do that because we like to understand the ship the first day, so we know where we're going to go and know what we're going to do. We have it all figured out. At least we think we do, right? But we try to. Here's the deal. The more you walk around your ship, the more it becomes like home, the more you understand it, you know? So my first day, I love to get an idea of what's going on, you know? Number two is that people do it. I don't know why they do it, but they rush to the buffet on the first day. I just don't do that because I like going to the little sidebars, the little side buffets, little side places, right? Because everybody's going to the buffet. You're going to find yourself in a long line there, hanging out, waiting for this food at the buffet on the first day. The seasoned people knows because I got taught by a guy named Kenneth in Australia. He says, never go on the first date to the buffet. And I said, why? He says, come on. I walked up there with him. Man, it was crowded, right? So we went to the side little place on the ship. No one was there. We had this. It was so great. We ate it. Anyway, he knew what he was doing. It was like his 50th cruise, you know, so he had an idea what was going on. So I learned from the pros. Never go to the buffet on the first day. Now, if you think I'm wrong, that's fine too. Comment down below. No worries at all. But I don't go to the buffet the first day anymore. I always find a side nook somewhere, hang out there, enjoy myself for a couple hours. That's how I do it. All right. One thing I always tell people, it's a piece of paper on your bed or on the desk in your room. Don't ignore it. It's there for a reason. It is your cruise planner. Man, on some cruises, they have those planners chock full until 2 o'clock in the morning. It's almost overwhelming. You know, it really is. But here's one of the things we do. We eat dinner early on purpose so we can go out there and do all the shows and everything else. So early on the ship, because it's about 5:30, you know. We're done by 6:15. You get time to go see your shows. Usually the show by 7:30, you know. It's really cool. Then sometimes when I take a walk on the ship, go to the gym, go see a movie. I mean, so for us, the earlier we eat dinner, the better. And we only eat twice a day, too, on the ship. We eat a morning-ish and we eat the 5:30-ish. You know, that's what we do on the ship. So if you guys really want to plan that out right, you know, try to eat early on the ship. And also, too, you want to make sure you understand that the itinerary very well because every day they have so many things to do. It's like jewelry and shows and karaoke, dancing. Oh my gosh, just a lot of stuff going on, okay? So read your itinerary. It's also should be on your app too, but the apps and the Wi-Fi don't always work great, you know? So bring the itinerary with you in your back pocket. That's what I always do, you know? So there we go. You cannot fail if you bring the itinerary with you in your back pocket. Then you have it with you at all times, right? Your internet, yes. This is a great debate, isn't it? So the last time we were on the Princess, they were offering people, I think it's like 14-day trip. I could be wrong, guys. Help me out here for the stars out there who know this stuff better. But I think it was 14 days. It was for $640. I know that either 11 days or 14 days, but it was $640 for Wi-Fi on the ship. Now, for me, I have what I would call a very stressful occupation. So when I go to the ship, my biggest thing for me is to turn off my phone. Yep. I don't make any outside calls except, I'll take a minute here. I don't make outside calls. I go to my room, my phone's off. The only thing I use my phone for, is taking pictures of my wife because I'll have her pose for me, different, you know, pose here, pose there. It's very fun for us, you know, we enjoy it. But as far as the functioning part of the phone to call, to receive calls, to make calls, very minor part of my cruise. So some people don't mind paying $640 for Wi-Fi. I do mind that. So what I do, I map out. I know the ports of calls where I'm going to go to, right? Some are in contract with my T-Mobile contract, so it's no big deal if I make calls from those places once I get on the land. Correct. Now, if I'm at sea for like a long time, like when we went to Hawaii, we were at sea for a long time. So what I did with that, guys, I bought a package on the 3rd day at sea, right? Just for one day though. It's like $30 for myself and my wife, right? For one day. And then I bought a 1 day on the way home. Okay, so you spend about $60 for 2 days of Wi-Fi. And also too, guys, what I noticed here is that at least on that Princess, for that was last year, the Wi-Fi was slower than a dead turtle. So just like, it's not going to be an amazing piece of technology on the ship as far as speed, but it is kind of cool though to get Wi-Fi in the middle of nowhere, satellite in the middle of nowhere. I'm still amazed by the technology, I really am. I like that technology, but as far as saving some money for us, we're very smart with how we do our money. So I just didn't see the need to have this constant Wi-Fi phone, because here's the deal, I'm on vacation. I don't want to walk around the ship like this the whole time watching my phone, no, 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 no. I didn't wait 8 or 9 months to hop on a ship with my beautiful wife to watch a phone. That's not what I wanted to do. But what I did, the 3rd day and the 8th day out, when I bought the Wi-Fi for 1 day each, I checked in, my daughter, my mother, my work on those 2 days, and I was done. That back off again. That's what I do. So, you guys, I hope these tips helped you out. Now, I know we have some pros out there who can give up more advice. Do so down below. Let us know what other good tips are for newbies. Let it all out, please, because I want to learn more too, and other folks want to learn more too. So share the information. Don't hog it up, because we know you guys are pros out there also, right? It can't all come from me, because I'm not a pro yet. We're still working our way towards our mini cruises, right? So share the love and share the information, and take care, you guys, and please subscribe. Have a good night. Bye-bye.